What is up, everybody? This is Debo's Film Reviews here, and this week's review will be All About the Benjamins, baby. Directed by Kevin Bray, starring Ice Cube as Bookham, Mike Epps as Reggie Wright, Ava Mendez as Gina, Valerie Miller as Pam, Anthony Michael Hall as Little J, featuring Lil Bow Wow, Oscar Isaac, and last but not least, Tommy Flanagan as the villain. Let's see, one of the funniest movies of the early 2000s. And I was gonna say about how Mike Epps and the Ice Cube always were pretty much like for the 90s and early 2000s were pretty much, but mostly early 2000s were pretty much the Martin and Lewis of that generation. I mean, those two always made movies funny. Although this is, as far as I know, is about the last one thing they did together. But correct me if I'm wrong, which might give me another movie to review. But overall, All About the Benjamins, a definite masterpiece. I mean, action, comedy. I mean, talk about for a film that's loosely based off Midnight Run kind of deal, where Ice Cube's the bounty hunter Bookham and Reggie Wright's the con man. And oof, and talk about some epic action scenes. Like at the beginning, you had Ice Cube had Bookham at a trailer park going after his redneck and his girlfriend, which Lil J played by Anthony Michael Hall. And then you had the whole diamond heist, which Reggie runs up getting involved in after losing a winning lottery ticket. And talk about that scene at the convenience store. You know, old lady's trying to shoplift for him, and excuse me, and he's messing around with the elderly store owner, like, and I'm gonna take my business to Dwight. And the old guy goes, Dwight, what around your lips? And then the whole thing, it was like 15, 32, 45, 47. Do, 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 do. I mean, talk about one of the more epic, funniest movie scenes ever. And oof. And of course, the acting chemistry between Epps and Ava Mendez. I mean, definite standout. And also by how in the beginning, when he's got the guys the diamond heist, where it's like the guy played by Roger Smith. I mean, just starts out with pretending he's doing like even his girl pretending like they're doing a fashion shoot when they're really doing a diamond heist deal, which is surprising for a film that takes place in Miami to have a villain that isn't a coke dealer. Which is pretty well surprising, although this was the early 2000s, not the 1980s. And especially with the 80s being Miami was the coke capital. But hey, and old Tommy Flanagan knocked it out of the park from this somewhat memorable performance here, which kind of made me a fan when after watching Smoking Aces and then Sons of Anarchy, realizing that's the same dude. I was like, badass. Man, talk about getting involved in a diamond heist that only just to lose a lottery ticket sounds like. I mean, all this trouble for a lottery ticket. I swear, man. And then the whole deal of how Bookham goes from wanting to lock up Reggie to reluctantly teaming up, and then they go against these gangsters after going to Barkley's house, and then then they go into the little antics there, and woo, and I'll mention about how badass that badass ride that Bookham had. I mean, that was a lot more badass than, I mean, Chevrolet was almost more badass than all those Bentleys and Rolls Royces ever. I mean, if I had that money, I'd be doing rolling around in an Impala too. I mean, especially with that solid black paint job. I mean, the only thing missing on it was almost having a free written on the door. And hell, gotta mention how this was one of the first performances of Oscar Isaac as Francesco. I mean, just how he went from the name's Frank to the big name he is now, from the Star Wars sequel trilogy to X-Men Apocalypse, which which his version would look more like Ivan Ooze. And of course he's about to become Moon Knight. I'm like, I hear you're not really a big fan of that movie, Oscar, but hey, you knocked it out of the park. And I was surprised realizing that was you, if you're watching this. But I doubt you are, but still, I gotta say, All About the Benjamins, a definite masterpiece. I mean, just great. I mean, hilarious, relatable. Got a lot of badass action. Kind of like that moment Darius Stone whooped Laszlo Suit's ass right at the beginning. That is for the triple Ice Cube Triple X State of the Union, and then Tommy Flanagan and Smoking Aces I already mentioned, but those will be for other reviews later on. But still, how they go from diamonds, going from making Reggie and Buckham going from making it money from diamonds and a lottery ticket, winning a lottery ticket, to taking down a whole syndicate. I mean, it even had some even more epic scene where it was like the chase scene between Flanagan's character and the good guys. I mean, just from the dog track range from a hideout to, I mean, that's what when Reggie gets that Walford PPK he stole from the rich lady and practically knocked out a window and a tire on that Mercedes, compared to that high powered Impala. I mean, whew, overall, and I know I kind of abused that in the system, but I'm about gonna say a 4 out of 5. Out of 5, because Tom Flanagan, great performance, but it just don't have a just wasn't a it's more like a cliched action movie villain instead of a standout villain. And but hey, he did a damn good job of it. Everybody did, from Cube Epps to that guy who played that bootleg Paul Giamatti looking guy who was supposed to be the head of the bail bondsman business. I mean, I mean, It's an awesome ass movie. I mean, awesome action, funny dialogue. I mean, talk about one of the greatest action, one of the most standout action comedies of all time. I mean, like I said, about like I already said, 4 out of 5. I hope y'all liked, subscribe, and enjoy my reviews, and I'll keep dishing them out.